Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back. Today we're going to be building the ultimate gaming PC. So let's quickly go through the parts and jump straight into it. For the case, kicking it off, we do have the NZXT H5 Flow RGB. Awesome case, seen some great reviews about it. After this video, probably won't get a chance to do it in this one, but I am going to be fully modifying this case as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. There will be a video coming later on. Now, moving on to the graphics card, we've gone with the GeForce RTX 4060, and that is the Venzus 2x black, and that's the overclocked edition. For the CPU, I've gone for the AMD Ryzen 5 6500, and for the motherboard, we've gone with the B550A Pro, and that is by MSI. Going over to the power, we have got, I'm not too sure what this one is actually, it's upside down, so I do apologise. I've gone for the Game Max Real Power, and that is the Rampage 750 fully modular power supply. We've also got an NZXT F240 RGB fan there, and that's also been bought to go inside. And as well as that, for the SSD, I've picked up the WD Black Edition, and this is a 1TB SSD. We've also got for the RAM, I've gone for the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro, and this is 32GB of RAM, only taking up 2 slots of the 4 on the motherboard, which means if we do want to upgrade later, we can of course do that. If you are new to the channel, guys, you've not been here before, I would really appreciate you going down below and hitting that subscribe button. I know a lot of people say please subscribe, it means the world to me, but for me it really does. None of these parts that you see here have been sponsored. It's all come out of my own pocket from my own hard-earned money. So just hitting that like button, leave me a nice little comment, so after the video's gone live, I can sit down, look back through them all. I would really appreciate it. With that being said anyway, don't want to take up too much of your time, let's jump straight into the build.
Okay, so starting off with the B550A Pro motherboard, let's open this up and take a look at what we've got inside. Trying to get that out of the box there. We'll place that to one side just whilst we close up the box, so that way we can place it on top after it's opened. Position that nicely, and we'll bring it back over. Let's open it up and have a look. Voila! And looking absolutely beautiful straight out the packaging. Okay, so we're going to lift up this lever, which will allow us to install the CPU. And if you did miss it, we've gone with the Ryzen 5 6500. Now this, let me tell you, was a bit of a nightmare installing this. For some reason you install it sideways, as you can see, rather than straight with the board. But anyway, moving on to the CPU cooler, we have gone with the AMD cooler just to save on budget ever so slightly. But as I said at the beginning, we will be making adjustments to this setup as the channel progresses, and I do have some great plans for all of this to be upgraded. Relatively easy to install, simply screw in the 4 screws, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, etc. You get the point. And luckily these screws do have sort of a lock, so once it's fully screwed in, it locks into place, and voila! Moving on to the satisfying part, the RAM sticks. Let's open these bad boys up and take a look at what we've got inside. Installing number 1. Firmly press from the top until you hear a click. Just like that. And same again for the second one. You may be wondering why I'm using slots 2 and 4 on the board and not just going for the first 2 slots. This is to improve on performance and speed. Now to remove the SSD cover, the 2 screws, both left and right. Piece of cake, take those out, remove that, and we'll place it to one side. Now taking out the SSD itself, simply pop that into the SSD slot like that. hold it down, and I'm not going to lie, I did kind of lose the screw to hold it in place. Either I lost it or it didn't come with one, I never saw it. Either way, luckily I'm just going to hold it down, make sure I screw it in extra tight, and I won't forget about it. We'll come back to this later, and we can add a screw if necessary. Give them a quick screw in. And same again for the other side. Quick check to make sure it's snug as a bug in a rug. And let's open the case. Now this was an absolute nightmare to get out of the box. It looks relatively quick on the video, but it has been cut many times to make the process look slightly easier than it was. And voila, look at that beast of a case. Again, if you did miss it, this is the NZXT H5 Flow RGB. Looking absolutely beautiful and brand new. Let's pop these panels off and expose the inside, ready to start building. Starting off the glass panel and moving up to the top to reveal the top fan unit, so we can install the NZXT fans. First off though, let's not forget, we need to install the back plate for the motherboard and pop the motherboard in, and then we'll return back to the fan. Let's take that out and have a look. Make sure they spin. Whee! There we are. And let's pop that in. This is just working out where exactly we want to install the fan. Believe it or not, when I was researching about the case, it did say you could only fit a 240mm up the top. However, as you can see from the video, plenty big enough to add a 360 up there. So I think what I'm going to do is move this fan down to the bottom and then install a larger one on the top, and sorted. Pop that cover back on. Moving on to the back of the case, we'll remove that panel, exposing the back where we can install hard drives if we need to, and do all the cable management. And let's open up this battery so we can get all the cables and things installed and give this beast some power. Just removing the instructions and things from the box. Let's pull this out and have a look at the power supply. And there it is, fully modular. As you can see, this is the RPG 750 watt Rampage, as I did explain at the beginning of the video. And let's get that popped in. So whoop, pop that into place. Don't worry, I did remember to add the screws just slightly off camera. And 1, 2, 3, bang, and that is all sorted. All the cables now put in place. Let's move over to the fun part, the RTX 4060 by MSI. Let's open this up and have a look at this beautiful, beautiful graphics card. Taking out the foam, and we'll pull it up out of the box if we can get it out. Yeah, there we go. Place that to one side, and we'll flip it over, undo that, and let's have a look. Ooh, yeah, and there it is. Look at that, the RTX 4060 by MSI. Absolutely beautiful, and this is meant to be a satisfying part. However, didn't exactly go to plan, as you'll see. It kind of got stuck here, there and everywhere, so instead we'll just yank it off. Yoink. Oh, did notice another little bit on the front. Let's pop that off as well. And let's pop it in its forever home. Slight push until it goes pop. There we are. Don't know why, but every time I build a PC, this part does give me a bit of anxiety, especially before you get those screws in and make it sort of comfortable there. It does wobble around quite a bit. And let's connect the GPU power supply. This GPU does only require an 8-pin. Some graphics cards do require 2 sort of sets of 8. And another satisfying bit, or not so much. Let's pop that off as well. Don't worry, do stick around, there is plenty of satisfying bits coming, like the sticker from the side panel, etc. And let's have a look at taking this one off as well. Did notice this little sticker out the corner of my eye. Ooh yeah, loving that. Right, okay, and moving on. Here we go. I did let my my partner peel this off, and she did a fantastic job. Oh, gives me tingles every time. And this little caution sticker,